Mm, 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 mm.
In the quiet of the morning light, hands raised high in pure delight, thankful whispers in a gentle breeze, grateful heart with such sweet ease. Thank you, Lord, for every breath I take, for the love that heals and the joy you make in the tapestry of life. I see your grace, every moment filled with your warm embrace.
Okay, well, we'll get started this morning, but we are here. Yes, we are. We are here. Next up, it is our daily bread, and we'll be back. Got a couple guests on tap this morning. Yeah, we got a couple guests on our tap this morning. So sorry about the a little late here. Okay, so I overslept. I was tired. Maybe I was. I don't know. Let me shut up. Anyway, we'll be back right after this.
Whatever your spiritual gift, take time to find it and use it. Hi there, and welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. Today's reading, titled Use Your Voice, was written by guest author Evan Morgan. I was invited to meet a world-renowned pianist. Since I grew up immersed in music, playing the violin and piano, and primarily singing solos for church and other events, I was thrilled at the opportunity. When I arrived to meet the pianist, I realized he spoke little English, and to my surprise, he provided a cello for me to play, an instrument I'd never touched. He insisted that I play, and he would accompany me. I screeched out a few notes, trying to mimic my violin training. Finally, admitting that I was lost, we parted ways. I awoke, realizing the scenario had been a dream. But since the musical background presented in my dream was true, in my mind lingered the words, "Why didn't you tell him you could sing?" God equips us to develop our natural talents and our spiritual gifts for others. Through prayerful reading of the Bible and the wise advice of others, we can better understand the spiritual gift, or gifts, that is uniquely ours. The Apostle Paul reminds us that whatever our spiritual gift, we're to take time to find it and use it, knowing that the Spirit distributes the gifts just as He determines. Let's use the voices the Holy Spirit has given us to honor God and serve other believers in Jesus. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 1 through 14. Now about the gifts of the Spirit, brothers and sisters, I do not want you to be uninformed. You know that when you were pagans, somehow or other you were influenced and led astray to mute idols. Therefore, I want you to know that no one who is speaking by the Spirit of God says, "Jesus be cursed." And no one can say, "Jesus is Lord," except by the Holy Spirit. There are different kinds of gifts, but the same Spirit distributes them. There are different kinds of service, but the same Lord. There are different kinds of working, but in all of them, and in everyone, it is the same God at work. Now to each one, the manifestation of the Spirit is given for the common good. To one there is given through the Spirit a message of wisdom, to another a message of knowledge by means of the same Spirit, to another faith by the same Spirit, to another gifts of healing by that one Spirit, to another miraculous powers, to another prophecy, to another distinguishing between spirits, to another speaking in different kinds of tongues, and to still another the interpretation of tongues. All these are the work of one and the same Spirit, and He distributes them to each one just as He determines. Just as a body, though one, has many parts, but all its many parts form one body, so it is with Christ. For we were all baptized by one Spirit so as to form one body, whether Jews or Gentiles, slave or free. And we were all given the one Spirit to drink. Even so, the body is not made up of one part, but of many. Let's pray. Father, show us how you've gifted us and how to use those spiritual gifts as we serve others. All our gifts and talents we humbly desire to use for your honor. Thank you for giving us what we need to bless you and others today. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, it's time to salute our armed forces, and then we
Today's
will,
encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
It's time to salute our armed forces, and we'll get this party started. Come on, please. Alrighty then. Alrighty. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. We good. We good. We good. We good. Well, a lot of things happened between now and yesterday. Now I do got a guest coming up at 7:30, and then in the next hour, somebody's coming. I can't remember who this, but we're gonna. And of course, everybody knows by now all the big fight that happened at high school yesterday. Actually, there were two high schools that had fights yesterday. Um, Listen, the only reason I even show it is the only reason I even show it is to try to understand why it is that we will not implement some serious discipline uh, in our schools. That is just my. I mean, nobody wants to see young folks beating hell out of one another, although it has happened before and it will happen again. I know people, you probably don't know what I'm talking about, but we'll get to that later on. It is just amazing to me. Like yesterday, people were talking about, well, why the president put all the National Guard in Washington D.C. Well, because of these things. When these kids are allowed to do things unfettered, undisciplined, unfazed by by their actions, then they grow up to be the people now that are in our prisons and doing the crimes on our streets. Okay, because they have no discipline, and discipline is essential to everything we do as a human being. So I don't quite get it. I don't quite understand it. And listen, I think the superintendent wants to do a great job. But again, in my mind, we got too many women on the school board. I'm just sorry. We got too many women on the school board. I mean, they don't. There's no sternness in the repercussions for the action that these kids do. We got too many women. I love them. They're great people, but women don't think the way men do. And you know, from what I saw yesterday at JAG, from what I saw, I'll let you guys see it a little bit here. What I saw at JAG, it is an amazing thing to me that it even happened. Okay, you want to know what I'm talking about? Okay. Oh, let me make sure I do or I take care of this first. But anyway, it is just absolutely crazy to me that we allow these things to go on. I'm just, and I guess we don't allow it, but these things happen because we do not require discipline. And the repercussions of that discipline to go on. And it's amazing. Yesterday, somebody didn't get killed. It's amazing. Somebody and I went up to Percy Julian, and they had a fight, not as bad as this one, but they still had one. And listen, there will always be fights in school as long as there are kids mixing together. There will always be fights in school. So kids fighting do not bother me. They always go. They always done it. They always will do it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I do. I do. I do. Those kids will kill you. Okay. Those kids will hurt you. If you don't get a hold of them right then and there, those kids will hurt you. Yeah, he did what he had to do. Okay, to stop some of that ruckus out there. Um, one of the grown people body slammed one of those kids. Yeah, I would have too. Yeah, kids kill you. Okay, if he'd have been hit in the head by one of those kids or anything like that, he'd been just as hurt, just as dead if it was a grown person doing it. Yeah, and kids ain't these weaklings that we act like they are. I'm sorry, they're not. Okay, so I'm just saying. Now, if you want to know. Okay, I don't have time to do it now, but we'll show later. I got a guest coming up here in a minute here. If she logs on to the thing like I gave her, um, and we'll talk about this because we're gonna talk about this today, and this is just a symptom of of I mean, all the things we've been talking about forever in Montgomery schools. Again, I don't blame kids have fought and they always will fight. It ain't to fight, and we've had big fights in school. I had fight in school too. I mean, come on, but we knew there was a price to pay, and now I don't. I don't have a problem with the teacher slamming that kid. Those kids, at that moment, kids have adrenaline going. They don't care what they do or who they do it to. Okay, they just and it amazes me that we got so many cameras in schools and everything today that these kids really do they not really care, or do they just forget that the cameras are rolling? I mean, do they just I don't know. Maybe they just don't care. I mean, there's cameras everywhere. You can't get the only place you can go is to the bathroom, and hopefully there's no camera there. But I'm telling you, there's a camera somewhere in the bathroom. We just don't know where it is. Now it's not in the toilet, so that's good. But somewhere there's cameras in bathrooms. Okay, we just don't see them. We just don't know that they're there. So these people who who um who did this stuff, yeah, I don't have a problem. Well, it looks like maybe my guest won't be here. So let me see if I can show you exactly what we're talking about here. So okay, share screen, uh, Facebook. Here we go with the audio on it. Okay, then let me see. You can go is to the bathroom. Okay, then. And hopefully there's no camera there. Let me go. Here we go, right here. Now here is what happened at one of our schools yesterday. Okay, now, do I get it? Well, where's my sound? Well, it has sound on it too, but I don't know where the sound is at the moment. But this is the ruckus that was at JAG yesterday. Now you'll see in there in a minute here. There's going to be a guy there that kind of body slammed somebody. I think he ought to did it. So I don't have no problem with him. He ought to get a medal for even going into the midst of that stuff right there. Okay, but that's what happened to Jag yesterday. Okay, yeah, I believe it. Kids kill you. There are a bunch of grown folks in jail right now are dead because people like these kids kill you. Okay, look at see the way they fighting there. You see the way they didn't care who they hit. And see, he got rid of the kid. Okay, he got rid of the kid. Okay, he got rid of the kid, and the kid comes back. Okay, and want to fight again, and he smacked him down. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Okay, if their daddy and mama that did that to him, maybe they wouldn't be doing what they're doing right now. Okay. All right, I thought it was. Let's say I thought renaming this. No, renaming the school didn't stop some of this behavior, and I don't think anybody thought it would. I understand the principle behind renaming the school, but the name of the school was not the problem. Okay, the name of the school was not the problem. Okay, I'm just saying. So this right here is what we were talking about for a couple minutes this morning. The big fights over there, and I'm actually surprised that they allowed me to put this up, didn't take it down. I guess since Trump's in office, we're not going to be politically correct. But look at that. I mean, it's a shame. It is a shame that people, act like that. Again, kids have always fought in our schools. They always will. The difference today in the last 20 years is that now somebody is going to, I heard all these excuses online. Well, there's too many people in the classroom. There's too many this and too many that. Crap. Okay? You can take, if one professor can teach in a classroom of 100 college students, okay, and these college students ain't much older than these kids are right here, then all it takes is order. Okay? All it takes is order and discipline. That's all it takes. It's order and discipline. Okay. So now, yeah, I don't have a problem body slamming you. Now he'll probably be the only guy to lose his job. Okay, he'll probably be the only guy losing his job. Look at it. Look, it's like a bunch of animals over there right now. I mean, what is going on here? Now, see the guy in the green shirt right there? He trying his best to try to stop things from going. And he slapped the guy down because he wouldn't come to him. He wouldn't stop. Okay? So I'm just saying, I don't know why I can't hear the sound here. Okay, let me see if I can hear the sound. Do I have any sound? Okay, let me see. Yeah, well, it's supposed to be sound, but you can go to the. I think you can go to the. Yeah, let me see if I can bring that back, and we'll see if we can. Okay, let me see. So let me see if I can stop that. Okay, let me see. I'll try next to it's supposed to. Okay, it's supposed to show the sound and everything like that, but we'll see how it works out. Anyway, I don't even think we need sound right now at the moment. We. Oh, you can hear? Oh, well, I can't hear it here. I can't hear it in my things here. Okay, well that's good as long as you can hear it. Okay, Randy can hear this. Okay, well I can hear it here. Okay, that's cool. All right then. Well, anyway, so that was the big ruckus yesterday, and I did call a couple of I did call a couple of school board members, and again, I don't blame the school board members. Okay, we don't blame them, but we are going to blame them if in fact they don't take a hard look at what's going on. At all of these people, every last one of them. Look at it, the guy at the top. Look at every last one of those kids ought to be suspended for the rest of the year. Okay, this is not the first time they've done what they're doing. This ain't the first time. Oh no. Also share that. Okay, well that's fun. I can't hear the sound of him. But anyway, yeah, this ain't the first time they've done this. I mean, yeah. Listen, some of these guys right there are fighting like they done fought 14 times before. Okay, so this is not the first time. Let me see if there's some sound. Right. Yo. This is he.
They done.
Yeah. What's that? Okay. And again, you're making an excuse too. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then, yeah. Well, fortunately, that the president don't have anything to do with what's going on in our high schools. Yeah. So does that make you feel better because you Now here's somebody saying they're full of age. Now, yeah. We did, and we can use it. We can use it. But we ain't going to school. Right. But we're not going to school with white kids anymore. Yeah. We're not going to school with white kids anymore. Oh, what's it? They can spank them now. The state of Alabama says you can use corporal punishment. Our city, our school board won't do it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, let me ask you something. Is there anything worth getting arrested for besides that? Yeah, it's worth going to jail. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, let me hold on a second. Let me get you a line. People say they can't hear you because I got this video showing here. So let me get rid of that right quick and bring you in here. Okay, here's this right here. I need 14 computers up here sometime. Okay, let me see. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Okay, stop that screen. Get rid of that. Share this screen right here. Sometimes I need like three hands for this. Okay, there we go. Okay, now go ahead before I boot you.
Okay, now, do I need to start over?
No, you don't need to start the whole thing over.
But
what's the main point you're making?
The main point, you had that video showing about these kids doing all this crime and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say to Gary and the curmudgeon named Donald, /Donald, that this looked like January the 6th, okay? Because, people are out of hand. You got grown folks out of hand acting like kids. It looked the same thing. You put them side by side, same thing. You got grown folks destroying the Capitol, and you got these kids acting a fool at the school. So what's the difference? So maybe Trump should come down and pardon these kids for what they're doing, okay?
Yeah.
But my point is, Calvin, that I'm gonna blame the white man for this.
Of course, why wouldn't you?
I'm gonna blame the white man and white folks, whether it's Democrat or Republican.
Yeah.
Because they screwed the black family up.
Yeah.
When we started going to school with the white kids, when we started going to school with the white kids. Now I'm gonna make my thing here, Kevin, for you. When we started going to school with the white kids back in the day, the white parent didn't want the black teacher whipping their kids for one, but they came up with some stuff to make them stand in the corner, put them in timeout. Okay, they took that to the people's homes, telling you can't whoop your kid at home no more. Talk to them, put them in timeout. Is it working? Did it work out for you? This timeout shit? No, it did not work. Okay. Curmudgeon and Gary, y'all called me out yesterday about cussing a little bit, but your president called people sons of a bitches and bullshit all the time. So I want to get that out the way. So I cuss every once in a while. But my thing is that
I'm about ready to drown in the tears you're giving me here. Okay, I'm not ready to drown. Call me next hour. We'll talk. All that whining right there. Just okay. All that whining we doing right there. Okay, always somebody else's fault. Anyway, there are a lot of things going. Again, it is not the fighting that kids do that bother me. We fight. We kids fight all the time. They will always fight. It is what happens afterwards that bothers me. Now, the only person that's probably going to get in trouble in this is the teacher that body slammed that guy, and I think he did the right thing. Okay, you want to act like a man, you want to act like a heathen, then you get treated like one. Okay, so I don't have a problem with that at all. I'm not on the board though, but that guy said, I mean, he was fighting for his life up there. It was all of them and one of him, and I'm just trying to figure out where was the security in the school. But let me tell you the one thing here that is obvious. Who filmed it? Some kid filmed it. And what does that mean? That means that somebody's still taking phones to school. Now, according to the law, you're not supposed to have a cell phone in the school. I went over there the other day and I saw cell phones. So if the grown people do not enforce the rules in public school, then no wonder the kids don't pay attention to it. Okay, they got phones over there still. They're not supposed to have telephone. These kids, like grown folks do, the minute you see yourself on camera, then you want to act even more brazen. So why do they have phones at school now? And that is part of the problem. They got phones still. I saw something the other day. You call me back, Duke. We'll talk. I can only handle you so much for the time being. So why? And here's a question for our school board and our principals. Why do we have kids with phones walking down the hall of public school? They're not. The law says that you cannot have them. Okay. So why do we have kids in public school today walking a month after school has started? Why do we have them walking around with cell phones, taking videos? Why do we do that? Okay. So let's see. That's it. All the years I went to Lanier, I never saw this. The current day, the black, I don't know, 10. What this current day black culture where it can't go anywhere where there's more than 10. Anyway, listen. Sometimes the things that people say, even though they're harsh, there does seem to be a twinge of truth to it. I'm gonna tell you later on. So the problem is somebody needs to answer me. Where's my school board member at? Let me see if I can call her. Because why do we allow these kids to walk around with phones in school still, even though the law says you can't have them? You got to put them up, and if you bring them to school, then your job is to turn around and take the phones from them. That's what they said before school started. Why? And I went to Percy Julian the other day, and they had phones over there. Why are we letting our kids still have telephones in school? Somebody, please explain that to me. When I'm looking at all these videos, when the police are yanking people out of their cars, okay, busting their property up because they're told to get out. Now these are grown people who they tell them to get out of the car, and they don't want to get out of the car. So we busting people's windows because they did not comply. So, and maybe, hey, listen, maybe rightfully so. I'm not sure. So I don't like seeing it. Okay. We are rounding up people who are not doing anything but working because they're here illegally. In other words, they broke the rules. So why is it that we can't make our children in public school, abide by the rules? Is there something in the law that says black people don't have to abide by the rules? Okay, especially, of course not all of us, of course. But I'm just saying, we do all kind of things to make grown folks do stupid. Get out the car. Well, I don't want to get out the car. Well, get out the car anyway. Well, you're under arrest. Why are you under arrest? Because you did not comply. So grown people are held accountable and have their car windows busted by policemen in this country now because we didn't get out of the car. But then again, if kids do it in school, we sit here making all these excuses for them. I don't get it. I really don't. Now, when somebody dies because of a phone, because they called their buddy, they come over to the school or drive by or whatever the case may be, then we'll start complaining, man, maybe we should have took those phones. We always are hindsight rather than foresight. I thought that the law to not allow kids to bring phones to school, at least use them in school, was a good law. It stopped people from planning things. It allowed people to concentrate theoretically. It allowed people to concentrate on the lessons at hand. So somebody needs to explain to me why we still got kids in Montgomery Public Schools walking around with cell phones. Okay, not in a pouch, not in. So why do we still have that? Dr. Bird, Board of Education. Why do we still have kids walking around with cell phones in public school? Okay, you don't want Shamika coming up there talking about that's my phone because I've seen that before. That's my phone. I bought that phone. Okay, all right then, whatever the case may be. But anyway, it's man. And again, it doesn't bother me that kids are fighting. Kids have always fought in school. They've always fought in school. The problem is what's going to happen because of this. Okay. This is purposely designed to create more slaves for the prison industrial complex. Extraction of excellence and input into worthless educational agendas in public school. Listen, I don't know if there's somebody with a board someplace in a conference room saying, well, we're going to let the black kids act crazy because we need to fill up that 4,200. Listen, we're not going to have any problem filling that prisoner. We're just not going to have any problem filling that prisoner until daddies, otherwise known as fathers, get involved with their boys. We're going to always have, there's going to be plenty there's going to be plenty of time, plenty of people to fill up that 4,200. As a matter of fact, it wouldn't 10 years from now, I wouldn't be surprised if they're making another one. Just because somebody lays a trap for you, and you know if what you say is true, I don't believe that. Okay, but if you can give me some empirical evidence that is exactly happened, I'm on your side. We'll go marching down to the people who are making these plans. So show me some empirical evidence that there's somebody sitting somewhere saying, you know what, we need more slaves we need more people in our prisons. So let's let them do what they want to do. I mean, just show me the empirical evidence that these things are happening because of that. And I'm with you. We go march on somebody's door. Show me the evidence. Okay. What we have, it's an out of control juvenile population because dads, too many black fathers and mothers don't take parenting seriously. We don't. We as a matter of fact, oh, sorry about that. I said seriously. I didn't say Siri. Okay, I'm just saying. I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know what we're gonna do. And listen, our kids ain't the only one, but we sure do. I would imagine they've had fights at MA. I would imagine they've had fights, and they have, because I know about a couple of them. But I ain't never seen anything like this. I've never seen the brawling, the ruckusness of this right here. I've never seen that. Even when I was coming up, I don't remember. And what we had to worry about every day in school was the last day of school. Because the last day of school, most of the time, there would be a fight by somebody. Okay? But anyway, why cell phone? Trump deranged syndrome, Duke. Yeah. It's because of white people. Yeah, that's what he said. So anyway, but this right here gets me. It is all purposely designed to create more slaves for the prison industrial complex. Nobody is forcing us to do things we ought not do. Now, unless you're telling me that unless there's a proliferation of mental illness in our society, and okay, I'm gonna say this one more time, and I'm not even joking this time. The only thing that I can think of, reason why we have such problems in our communities, is of our diet. It's just the only thing I can think of. It's got to be the chicken. I mean, it's got to. We eat too much chicken. That's what it is. That's what it is. And then come this weekend, we're gonna be eating more chicken. Stay in the house, people. Stay in the house. We're gonna be eating more chicken, ribs, and all that. It's the food. I guarantee you that somebody done put something in this food that only affect black folks. That's the only thing I can think of. That's only that. What do we all have in common? Okay. What do we all have in common? So I just don't. I just don't know. I just don't know. I'm gonna see if I can reach out to Dr. Lisa Keith, but I think she's teaching. But it's too late now to It's too late now. Before we get to anything, let me tell you, I forgot to tell you about the weather today. Today is going to be a high of 89 degrees, a 2% chance of rain, a mix of clouds and sun, high around 89 degrees. Tonight, 2% chance of rain, partly cloudy, low of 62 degrees. Oh, that's going to feel good. Winds north to 5 to 10 miles per hour. And on tomorrow, according to what they think anyway, sunny, high around 87. Winds north-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Right now, precipitation, there's only a 1% chance of any precipitation today. Ragweed pollen is high. Air quality is good. And UV index is high. It's real high. It's like 20. I don't know how far that number goes up, okay? The almanac, the high for today normally is around 91 degrees. The record high for today is 100 degrees. The lowest we had on this day is 62 degrees. The record low is 59 degrees. So that's your weather for Montgomery and surrounding areas. Just in case you really want to know about that's cool. All right. So it's gonna be beautiful. Okay, extremely dumb and ratio, trophy. What I mean? You lost, Marcel. You got me. I don't know what you mean on that one. You got me on that one. I don't. You got to re-explain now. We got to stop making excuses for our kids. And like I asked the superintendent the other day, what happened to the pursuit of excellence? What happened to it? What happened to be the best you can? And like Rick Rigsby said, if your best can be better, then it's not good enough. And if your better can be even better, then it's not good enough. But if your best can be better, then it's not good enough. What happened to the pursuit of excellence? That's in behavior as well as academia. Whatever happened to that? Really? I mean, it almost makes me think that what some of these people are saying is absolutely true. We want a group of people to fill our prisons. Because and listen, you can't blame the kids for everything. Now you can blame them if you've disciplined them and they just want to go their wayward ways. That's fine. But if you never have to pay for the things you do, again, here's my problem. We have a law that says you're not supposed to have cell phones in school. And we still got cell phones in school. Okay? Those cell phones is going to be the destruction of education. It's already going down. The destruction of education in America. I mean, since I can understand if it's quiet time and you can do research on your phone and all that stuff, but in the class, no. And we did get along without cell phones. I mean, y'all do realize that we did get along. I mean, we did, we did get along in our schools without cell phones, and we learned lots of things. You remember the black Lynn in that movie? What's the name of that? What's it called? Numbers. Those women in World War II were some of the smartest women there were in the Department of Defense, and they helped. I believe they helped come up with the figures for the atom bomb and things of that nature. Now, let me tell you something. They didn't have cell phones. They didn't have the. Bill Gates came up with the PC, and he came up with the with Microsoft. Cell phone. We didn't have a bunch of cell phones back in the 70s, the early 80s. We didn't have cell phones. So why is it so extremely important that we allow cell phones in our public school? Somebody tell me why is that important? Okay, I don't know why it's important. Do we just not want to put up with the dumb parents? Is that what it is? We just don't want to hear them coming to the school talking about I bought that and it's my cell phone and I paid for it. And you don't have no right taking. You don't have no right taking it. Is that what it is? I mean, it's got to be something because logically and reasonably, there's no reason to have a cell phone in public school. Okay. Let's see. York Yashi here. I can't pronounce that name. Mr. Shabazz says, oh yeah, I have read that. The miseducation of the so-called melanated child. We are all fathers to all children. That's bull crap. Okay, I'm not a father to your child. Okay, we may be a grown up. That child has a father that should turn out to be a dad. Let's stop making excuses for men who are not involved in their children's lives. That is the problem. That's the biggest problem we have in our community. Okay? All men is not every man may be a father if he has a child, but he's not everybody's father. Okay, we're not everybody's daddy. As a matter of fact, if you turn around and do a good job with your own kid, you have done yourself proud, because we can't take the responsibility of everybody's kid in America. Okay. It's hard enough taking responsibility for your own kid. Okay. So please, can we stop that? We are father to all children. Bull crap. And I'm not father of your child and nobody else's kid. I had a hard time with my own. How can I handle yours too? Now, let's stop making excuses. Oh, get a phone number. Yeah, what is phone? Yeah, what is my phone number? The phone number here is 521-2963. Let me put that up there somewhere. 334-529 529. Oh, 521. My bad. 521 dash 2963. Okay, 2963. There we go. Okay, I've just never seen the excuses by people that we make today. But anyway, there is the phone number. Just in case you want to call in, you don't want to, we won't tell people who you are. Hidden Figures. Thank you, Willie. Absolutely. Hidden Figures. Those people didn't have all this modern tech. They were some of the brightest people that this country has ever had. Pleasure to have you. Dr. Joe.
What's up, Elk Dog?
Pretty good.
Well, listen, I'm reading here off the interweb the law about having cell phones in schools,
right?
With the exceptions of emergencies or educational purposes. I thought that tape was very educational. It showed us what's going on in the public schools in Montgomery.
Well, I don't think that's kind of education that they were talking about.
Well, it was educational. Nobody would have known about it because they would have swept it under the rug, wouldn't they?
Well, yeah, but again, and that cell phone may have been part of the problem. Somebody recorded.
Hold on. The cell phone was on an entirely opposite end of the gym.
Sure, but we don't know what happened. I guarantee you that somewhere in the mix of all of this, it started with a cell phone. Somebody sharing something.
You don't know that.
I'm brilliant.
You don't know that.
I know a lot of things.
But you don't know that.
But you don't know what I know.
Well, I know what you don't know, and you don't know that.
Well, I'm not sure of that, but I do know one thing. I do know that they're not supposed to have them. And I went to Percy Julie the other day, and they had a cell phone. They had cell phone.
Well, again, maybe it was for educational purposes or for an emergency. Was the fight an emergency? Could have been. Could have been.
I hear you. Okay. Now you don't believe that any more than I do, but it's good comic relief.
Well, look. Yeah. Well, hold on. The deal isn't about the cell phone. It's about the fight.
Right. But if you don't, and like I was telling the mayor often, if we don't take care of the small things, I
agree with that. I definitely agree with that. But listen, I think before cell phones, I think the dress code. I agree with you about the dress code. If they're not wearing belts and showing their underwear, having their pants sagging down and all that's a lot worse than cell phones.
Right, but it all starts. It all starts with the.
Well, it all starts when they come in the door. And listen, do you know any private schools around here that you have to go through a metal detector to?
I don't know.
To come in the school? I can tell you. I can tell you none.
Hold on one
none.
second. Hold on 1 second for me. Hey, who's this?
Hello.
Yes. Good morning.
Am I on the air?
Yes, you are. Well, the air, internet, whichever one. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to say two things. This is Clarence Wonderbread. I-65 is backed up north and south.
Okay.
And I wouldn't suggest taking that route.
Okay.
And the word of the day is perspicacity.
Ooh.
Perspicacity.
Okay. I'm going to figure out what that means and get back with you.
All right. Have a good day, Sugar Britches. I enjoyed our date last night. You were just as soft and as sweet as could be.
Well, listen, it's always good to give.
I'm not supposed to say that on the air. I forgot. I didn't know if you.
Well, that's okay. It's an honor to be called Sugar Britches. I appreciate you. Okay, Jonathan.
What was that about?
I don't know. I think he had the wrong number. Anyway, yeah. I again. There's my school board member right there. I need her to call.
Okay, yeah. Talk to her.
Yeah,
I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Bye.
Dr. Keith, how about giving us a call in? The phones are available to you because I want to hear what your assessment is of what you saw and what happened yesterday. Now, I don't think that's one of your schools, and it's not about blaming anybody except the individuals that were actually involved in that. So there's a number right there, Dr. Keith, if you want to call in and share your wisdom with us, we'd appreciate it. This is a big deal. Because this is just one of many things. Okay, well now you can give out. There's nobody on the phone at the moment right now. There's somebody on the phone, but now we're good to go. So y'all just stay off the phone. Dr. Keith's gonna call, and we the phone number's right there, 521-2963. Yeah, there it is right there. All right then. So okay, at least I think they are anyway. Oh, there she is. Good morning and welcome to the most important podcast in Montgomery.
Hey, Kevin, I am so sorry. When you're retired, you oversleep. And Greg sent me something, said, Lisa, call. And I was like, oh, my God, I forgot. So I overslept. So I'm sorry.
So you're not teaching at the place anymore?
No, I actually retired May 14th. And I've always flipped houses, but now I'm actually painting houses, and I spend most of my day painting and flipping and doing little things, doing walls and helping my husband and stuff like that.
Okay, well, good. Don't ever really retire though, because then all you do is wait to die.
Oh, I am not retiring. Trust me, I'm still doing MPS. I love MPS, and in fact, I know I did call the superintendent on, I cannot tell you how many people. Ed Bertinelli sent me, some of the teachers sent me the video,
right?
And I watched it, and of course, I read some of the comments, and Ed was like, I hope the guy in the green, nothing happened to him, and I had to go back to see who he was talking about.
Yeah.
Which is obviously, and I honestly, I don't think anything should happen to him. Now I may get in trouble for saying that. You know me, I'm gonna say it. I give kudos to the guy, and that was the one thing that I called the superintendent on, because I said, look, if you do anything or I said, what you're doing is sending a message, because the message is, for teachers not to do nothing. And we've had 2 incidences of assaults by students for taking up their phones. And one of the stories was one of the kids was already back. And the reason the kid was back was because, the kid was saying that it was self-defense, that the teacher hit him first, which is hard to believe. But, so goes, who was that? Todd Strain. So goes Montgomery, so goes education. I might have said that backwards. But here's what I do know. One, the kid that was thrown, the kid that was thrown like across whatever.
Right.
That coach or whoever, I'm not going to call him a coach. He could have been an administrator for all I know. Whoever the guy was in the green,
right,
had just put that kid out. That had just marched that. Had gotten rid of that kid.
Right, he did. Mm-hmm.
So the kid came right back. And, like I said, I think, my take on this is zero tolerance. I would find out. And that's the problem with MPS. We do not have zero tolerance.
And why don't we? Aren't you guys responsible for that?
Yeah, but here's the deal. This is what I fight every time. You get into the mentally ill. And this is, these are my take here. And you're going to be, I am not advocating it. I don't like it. I don't know that I'm right. And I forgot to ask Dr. Bird this. There is I think, time period. And like I said, it sounds like I'm ignorant to it, but I just know that there's something, I just don't know how long it is, that when kids get to school, you get around $8,000-9,000 per kid. I think they have to be there a certain time period, like
I think it's 45 days. I think it's 45 days before or else you don't get
yes, it's something like that, or you don't get those federal funds, and you're missing out on $9,000 per kid. And if you could actually find the actual kids that were in it and get rid of them, like today, and I'm sure you could get a handful, but to me, everybody in there. But here's another thing, what I heard because I called a teacher on it, that was actually there, and I was like, tell me where this was, what was going on. Because me, I'm going to investigate it. It was in the gym. Apparently, not the fights, but they house these kids there in the morning when they get there and all that kind of stuff. And there's like 400 in there. I don't know, is there 400 all during the day? Like, do they flip them out? What? But apparently, they had the teachers go in there and watch every once in a while. The principal was not there. I do know that for a fact. He was not there yesterday. And I'm getting all sorts of stories on that. One, he was sick. Another, that there was he told them there was a principal's meeting, and there wasn't a principal's meeting. I don't know. I really don't know. But I know this. They had, one of the teachers that I talked to said that for days, she sent, she has tried to get attention, said this is an accident. This is a fight waiting to happen. And that's what happened, So, my take, zero tolerance, get rid of them. I don't care, even 45 days in or not, find the ones that are responsible. And also, I think when you look at the leadership there, because this teacher said that she's actually been down there by herself one time, you can't put one person in on 400 people. You absolutely cannot do that. And you would have to put a lot. And I was sitting there thinking I was going excessive. I was a little excessive. I was thinking, I didn't say this to anybody, but say it to you, and I'm probably going to look ignorant saying it. But you know what? A taser might wake these little kids up.
Yeah, it will. If you want to act grown, you ought to be treated grown. Somebody just said something. He said, that kids are always fault, and he's absolutely right. The difference is that there were consequences for that kind of behavior back in the day. And so we know kids fight. And I've never seen a fight like this in public school, but okay, maybe at a football game or something, but I've never seen a fight like this before. So we know kids will fight, and that is why you have to nip it in the bud. Where's Barney Fife when you need him? We need to nip it in the bud.
But and I'm gonna go here, and I have never done this, but I'm not blaming our mayor. I am not blaming our mayor, but I'm gonna say this, okay? Mm-hmm. That because he's sure enough taking attacks on the board members, on certain board members, me included. I certainly, when I run again in a year and 4 months, I'm sure the chamber, because I've really pissed off the wrong folks, which I could care less. I'm going to still be me. If I lose, I lose. I mean, if God wants me there, God's going to put me there. If he doesn't, and if the chamber wins out, I'm not going to spend a dime. I'm not taking anybody's money. I haven't for any time I've ever run. I'm not going door to door. I'm not begging for people to vote for me. This is not a pitch, but I'm saying this. You've got a mayor that takes attacks on board members all the time. And I'm not trying to attack him, but I can get on Atlanta Highway right now. I promise you, I could go 90 and nobody would stop me. Not a policeman. Right now, a sheriff might. a sheriff might. That's about it, because not one policeman will do that. And I do blame our mayor for what's happening in Montgomery. In fact, I'm not in Montgomery a lot. My houses I'm flipping are right down here at the lake. And they're little houses. It's not like I'm living, in luxury. But I pretty much stay at the lake right now. I come home to my board meetings, and that's why, if I do lose, hey, it's no sweat off my back. But they're losing the best fighter they ever had, because I will fight. I continue to fight for Montgomery Public School System kids especially. And when you see speeding and gunshots going off, because a lot of it's kids. These kids don't have any model outside of school, and when they bring it into the school, we're in trouble. We can't let our police carry guns or tasers. So what are they afraid of? What's the deterrent?
Wait a minute. So if we have security in Montgomery Public Schools, they can't carry a taser or a gun?
Hell no. Let's be real. I don't think so.
Wait a minute, we carry
that would be new.
They carry guns at Walmart.
Not in our schools. So what's the deterrent?
Yeah, so
that's what. Deterrent. Yeah, listen. Even when I was in Montgomery Public School System teaching, okay, when Barbara Thompson put the 9th graders over to the 12th graders, I'm not blaming that either. Okay, that's fine. We accepted that. We've moved on. We moved forward. But you get these kids that you don't even know in the halls with their breeches sagging down to their ankles, like they do in prison.
Yes, they still do.
You know what? Yeah, you name it. Okay, whatever. And you ask a kid his name, they ain't going to tell you. They're going to run. Of course, I used to, I wore tennis shoes all the time. I ran, and I wore my husband's darn underwear with smiley faces, and I sagged too. All you have to do when they, because I always wore elastic breeches. Well, sugar breeches, by the way. I heard that sugar breeches, but I would wear these elastic breeches, and I had these silk smiley face underwear under it. And they would sag in front of me. Well, hey, I started pulling mine down in front of them. They were going, Dr. Keith, please. And I said, if y'all can do it, I can do it. You know what? They pull them breeches up. It's sad. It's sad. We've got to have more discipline. We have certain schools with really great leadership, and we don't have this problem. But we have schools, our 2 biggest schools, I would say, with problems. I'm serious. It's Percy Julian, and the other one is JAG. And we've just got to get something over there. Whether we hire MPS people over there with guns, it might change things.
So let me ask something. How much of this lays at the feet of the board?
I would say we could, with this superintendent, we have a great superintendent. And I mean that. People may not know that, but he knows the culture. There's not anything we have asked him that he said no to. And I think if the board got together and said something to him, like, let's get, if it's a law that we can't have guns or tasers, then let's hire MPS, policemen that can have them at those schools and put their butts behind bars. Because you know what? Mm-hmm. If they ever did stand, I mean this, I know this, and you know this. Go back to old school. One bad apple can spoil the whole bunch. And if you pull 5 bad apples and make examples out of those bad apples, parents are gonna look at it and go, "Wow, they're gonna do something now. We've got to do something." It would take 3 months at most, and you would clean house. And go back to no tolerance, and you would clean house. I know it would work. And to answer your question, here's the problem. And I'm going to say it like it is, and then I'm going to get the racist card thrown at me. And I'm not being racist. Anybody will tell you, especially the blacks out there, will tell you, "Oh, she's not racist. You just got to know me. It don't matter what color you are." But on the board, you have 5 blacks, 2 whites. You get on there saying, "Hey, let's do this." you're going to get we've got the mentally ill, and you're going to, that's what you're going to get. So let's be real. It's our culture, and that's all they know. And, it's just a fight. You are fighting not an uphill battle, but a dead battle. Okay. Because it ain't happening. I know you don't like hearing that, and I'm, like I said, I probably.
Listen, for the last 4 years, I have seen it. This is not something that's new to me. I have seen it. It was not unusual to go by in Percy Julian and see the ambulance or the police or the or a fire truck over there often. I mean, it just wasn't unusual to see those kinds of things.
Well,
I was worried about my child that was in there, and thank God he got through it unscathed, but not mentally. He didn't but he did prepare him for the chaos of the army. So I will say one thing, that it was good for that. So
Well, and see, here's the deal. We had we let the principal go that was at Percy Julian last year. And people are gonna be mad that I said this, but I think I was the only board member that went and testified for him. And let me tell you why. For him to stay. Okay. He was let go because he was shooting dice with the kids. Okay. Now, okay. Let's call that wrong. But Kevin, how many other infractions have other principals, teachers, whatever, shooting dice? Oh my God. And I know people are listening to me going, that woman's crazy. No, I agreed with him. You get into their world. He wasn't shoot. It was maybe no more than 3 minutes, but he would do things to get into these kids' world.
Right.
And he understood the culture. And sometimes you gotta, if you can't beat them, join them. But he was finding out stuff. This was I'm going to tell you, it's one of the best principals we ever had.
And I
know that.
Right. When he went over there, I began to have a lot more respect for that school because there was order and they treated it like a school. So I'm, and he told me that if the people don't know in the system of Montgomery Public School System, there is a lesson that is taught with dice. Okay, the laws of probability. The laws of probability.
A probability. You're right, and it's not. If the one thing about him, this is, and I will say this, he knew those kids, and you got to understand. I got an email. You will not believe this. Got an email from our attorneys. I don't mind telling you, Hill and Carter. We bid out sometimes, or what we still use them. But there was an email to all board members, and it said, hey, need some board members to come testify against this, not against, testify, but it was against. They wouldn't have been asked, okay, even though they didn't use the word against. Dr. Keith, you will not be needed, okay? Telling me not to come. Okay, well, number one, what that's going to do, but I had already signed on as a witness for him, for his character.
Yeah.
You should have seen the attorney when I arrived, and you should have seen the other board members. It was extremely awkward. I did not, I wasn't thinking it was a full-blown court case, but it was. And we didn't hire him back. I was a Lone Ranger on that one too. But I give kudos to the man because he knew those kids. He knew the culture of those kids.
Yeah.
And sometimes you've got to bend your own rules to get to know things. And that's why, I don't know how many times did I think you were supposed to go in as a witness. I'm not sure for that. Because your child was there.
Yeah.
And you knew how well he ran that school.
Yeah. Yeah,
so it was,
they probably knew.
It's disappointing to me.
Yeah, they probably knew I supported the guy, and I don't support too many. I haven't supported too many people at that school since Z's went over there. But he came in, changed the culture of that school, and I just
exactly he did.
But anyway, and we can't do that. I just hope he lands on his feet wherever he goes because he's an outstanding administrator and an outstanding. I
agree. Well, listen, I will wake up early. I normally wake up early. I just was up late last night watching Bachelor on DVR or Bachelor Paradise on DVR.
Wait a minute.
I got it late.
Wait a minute. Did you mention the word DVR?
Whatever, the thing that you can rewind and save and all that. I think that's it.
Okay. That's old school though. Okay, okay.
Okay, I am 66 years old. Okay, I'm not with it like you are.
You're still a youngster compared to me. So I'm just, you might want to, Okay, listen, Dr. Keith, thank you, and keep us abreast. Whatever, anytime you need a place to talk. Hey, this is it right here. We don't.
Well, thank you so much, Kevin. Have a good day.
All right.
Bye bye.
That is my actual school board member, Dr. Lisa Keith, and we think a whole lot alike, and that may be good or bad. I'm not exactly sure, but it is 8:27 in the morning. I was supposed to get hello,
Dr. Joe again, Kevin.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't you ask her about this alternative school?
I thought Montgomery Public School is an alternative school.
Well, you should have asked her, but let me also clear this up too.
Yeah.
In Georgia, we did have police officers at schools, and they did carry a gun. Let me tell you this: we got work. They passed a law over there. If you cussed a teacher, you would be arrested. And we got word one day at my school that a parent was going to come up and really lay into a teacher. Guess who met her at the door?
The police?
Our school police officer, with his gun on his belt. Guess what happened? Nothing happened. I mean, she didn't come in and do a whole lot of cane raising. Also, another thing, she talked about they can't have tasers, guns, yada, yada. Well, guess what? At another school, if there was a fight, two things. If there was a fight, they referred it to the police department, and you had to go down there and pay court cost.
I thought you had to do that here when I first got there. I think you had to go to the police department also. You remember the E8 at Lanier, whatever school he was at? He stopped.
Oh yeah. That was at Jeff Davis. Yeah, and it was my friend that I taught when I was doing my substitute teaching, Tommy Goodson.
Yeah.
He
got fired from his job.
Got arrested.
Yeah, for breaking up a fight.
But listen to this.
Yeah.
My other story is that when a fight would happen, the police would come up and start going gas, because they were going to spray what?
Mace or something.
That's right, tear gas.
And they ought to.
Yeah.
Well,
okay. But there's ways to deal with this. Now I know what she said is right. That they want to make excuses and all that kind of stuff. But let me ask you again: how many private schools does this happen at?
Well, of course, now we do know that there are instances at private schools that are and they're rare, but they do happen. There are fights in private schools.
Well, I can say this: in my time in Montgomery Public Schools, even as a student, we never had a fight like that. Never.
Well, I've never seen one like this yesterday. I never saw this one. I never saw this kind. But and again, we keep wanting to let the small things go, and that turns into a big thing later on.
Well, again, if he was in an alternative school, he would be in a single classroom. They would give him his assignments, and he wouldn't be out there with a bunch of people in the gym able to fight.
Yeah.
And if he was special ed, I've told you this before, if he was special ed, they can only suspend you from school 10 days during the year.
It amazes me this whole issue of mental awareness or mental ability in public school. Why do the mental abilities in our schools only manifest themselves in negative behavior?
Well, it shouldn't be that way.
But those are the ones we hear about. I mean, why don't we get somebody with a disease that makes them smart as hell?
Well, that's what those not alternative schools, magnet schools are for. Those are for the ones that are smart as hell.
No kidding. Well, I never went to one of those. But
Well, I'm just telling you that in Georgia they dealt with it.
Yeah.
and they even put a kid. Listen, they put a kid out. I mean, completely put him out of school. He was special ed, but listen, he kept threatening teachers and stuff like that. Talk about that he was going to shoot them and stuff. And I knew he was in the alternative school because I taught right next to it. But listen, within a year, they completely put him out of school, and he wasn't even probably in 9th grade, but they completely put him out. They didn't allow that kind of crap. This was in Calhoun, by the way. Calhoun City Schools, one of the best school systems in the country.
All right.
All right, but I'm going to let you go, man.
All right, appreciate it. And again, I guess you can have, and again, now, and somebody did say something this morning that made sense. Willie said something. I said, listen, I know the kids have fought in school. They will always fight in school. It is not necessarily the kids that bother me the most. It is grown people who have been entrusted with our little precious jewels, okay, to keep them safe, to teach them, and get rid of bad apples. Okay, it is not the kids so much. Kids will only do what they are allowed to do. And if you keep allowing them to do these things, then they don't know where the border is. They don't know where the jump off is here. Okay. You know, I always remember one day Z was jumping all up on the couch. They're jumping up on the couch. And then he kept looking at me because what he wanted me to say, enough is enough. Well, I looked at him. He looked at me. I didn't say nothing. So he kept on going till he fell off the couch. Okay. They need to know where the borders are. Where are the limits of my behavior? And making excuses for these kids all the time. I mean, have you ever seen in your life where so many people have been diagnosed with ADHD, autism, and I'm not saying these things don't exist, but I'm telling you something. They don't exist to the extent that because you know what happened back in the 90s when I got here? I never heard this before in my life. They were giving crazy checks to parents. Okay. They were giving checks to kids because they acted crazy. And it became a source of income for parents. So, and all you had to do is have your kids act crazy in school and you got the check. Well, the kid is still here. Now he's probably in jail if he ain't dead or something someplace. And now it's coming back. Except now the kids are more dangerous now than they've ever been. Okay. So I hope that guy in that video don't get fired. He did what he had to do to bring order. Okay. And I'm all for him. And if somebody listen, there's a private school with your name on it. Okay. Oh, that's right. I am running for office. I haven't told you guys exactly which office it is right now. But I'm running. Okay, but I'll tell you tomorrow when I have more time to discuss it. But anyway, good morning to everybody. I hope this day finds you. And I did have a guest supposed to come in. But anyway, it is just I'm just lost. And again, the kids are the participants in the fights, but they're not the reason for the fights. The reason for the fights, okay, the reason for the fights is because they know that there probably won't anything happen to them. So the consequences of the things they do, and every year for 30 years, I've been involved in Montgomery school systems in 1995 and 96, whenever it was. And Emmanuel went to, what's the name of that school over there on High Street? Yeah, it's called Percy Julian now. It was called something else back in the day. What's it called? Man, boy, people forget that. Well, Lee High School. It was called Lee High School. And he went to that school. Okay. Now, let's see. The principal needs to be fired. You have 400 in a group, and you have no more insight on not to have more supervision, plus made aware you're not at school, whatever that means. Oh yeah, plus he wasn't at school. Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. It is just for the most part, this is grown people's fault. Okay. I don't know if we scared of Shamika. Are we scared of Bubba? Are we scared of Karen? Are we scared of Leroy? It seems to me that the teachers are absolutely scared of everybody, and like the lady said on the thing when she said, well, the teachers are scared of the principal. The principal is scared of the board. The board is scared of the people, but the kids ain't scared of nobody. So, I mean, I tell you. But anyway, so much for that. And again, I would imagine this conversation is going to be going. We probably made national news by now, and that's cool. That's cool. All right, gotta take a break here, and we shall return in a couple of minutes. Got to take a break. Got to go get my glass of milk. Every morning, it's a glass of milk. Okay, so y'all just hang loose, and we'll be back. Okay, don't go no place. Okay. No, we're not doing PT. Hopefully, it's beginning of the week, and it's a holiday weekend coming up, and we're gonna have a little extra time off. Hopefully, there won't be any issues at the boat ramp. We won't have any chairs or anything out there, anything like that. You're a wimp. Why you call me a wimp, man? I'm a paratrooper. Paratroopers aren't wimps. Come on, man. I jumped out the Big Iron Bird a bunch of times, as a matter of fact, in the pitch black dark of night. So no, I'm not a wimp, but I'm cautious as I get older. I was, you listen, you don't serve the U.S. Army Rangers if you're a wimp. Okay, I'm just telling you, you don't do that. Okay, you don't serve with the 82nd Airborne if you're a wimp. Okay, you don't do that. Okay, when we show up, things happen. Okay. What's your daily schedule activities? I don't know. It depends on what happens this day. I've been looking for a job forever, a regular job, but I don't know if I can get if I can turn this into a little change every once in a while, I'll be all right. This stuff costs money, but yeah, we just y'all give me some stars and stuff like that, then I'll just stay here, and then I won't have to get a job. Then I can do it for 2.5 hours. I'm not doing 3-hour shows anymore, but I would put an additional half hour on. Because it's really nice to be able to talk to people anywhere in the country that you want to talk to, and they can do it video or they can do it on the phone. I got the ability to do both of them, and so it's kind of like a radio show on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Except you have the choice of being seen or just being heard. It's up to you, whichever one you want to do. Okay, I'm just saying. So, what does it say? You got to post your number more often. Yeah, that's true too. And I don't know why I haven't. Normally, I put my. Normally, I put this. Where's this thing right here? I normally put my banner at the bottom down there, and like this one right here. I normally put that at the bottom and let people call. Okay, 521-2963. And hey, it's great to hear from you. Or whatever else is on your mind. And again, I'm sure that I'm positively sure that that kids have always fought, will always have fight. That it is not the issue of the kids fighting. The issue is what happens afterwards. Okay, it's one of the things the military they don't tolerate. I mean, you can do it because people are human. But one thing we don't tolerate is people fighting each other on the same team. They just don't. They just don't do that. I mean, Marines, Army, Navy, or Air Force, or Space Force, we don't tolerate people fighting on the same team, fighting each other. Save that energy for the enemy. Just in case you got to go meet them. You never can tell. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Sir.
So I'm not suggesting that you do not discuss the subject.
Mm-hmm.
So don't get me confused. It's an issue that you have to discuss. But you are a regional, national, international show. And there's a major election in the river region. Tuskegee, Wetumpka, Pike Road, Selma, Prattville. All these municipalities are electing a mayor today. And yes.
I didn't know that. I thought that was next year.
That's why I asked you, did you know that there was an election today?
No, I didn't really know that. I know it's not one in Montgomery,
And that's what I'm saying. You are outside of Montgomery. You're more than Montgomery.
Well, that's true. That's true.
That's why I was asking, you're not discussing this election at all.
But let me ask you something, though. Is it relevant to us?
Well, you can only answer that if you think that good government is relevant. But the issue is that there is an election. You haven't seen any of the advertisement from any of the elections, Kevin?
Well, I haven't seen very many of them. So there's election. Now, the one guy who was running in Prattville, I think his name is Newman.
There's several people running in Prattville, not just one. There's several. But again, Pike Road, Wetumpka,
I had no idea.
Selma, Tuskegee.
Well, I guess they kind of bypassed Montgomery. We're irrelevant in their elections. We're just not that important to them.
But your audience is larger. When you saying we, you are not just a Montgomery.
Well,
hot news and burning issues.
You're absolutely right, my friend. And First Sergeant, I'll get down, knock out 12.
Yeah, and that's what I was asking. I'm not saying the fight is not an issue. Don't get me wrong. You have to address that, right?
Yeah.
But not 2 hours when there's an election in your back door.
But now you're absolutely right about it. I kept hearing skirmishes of it, but what happens in Montgomery affects everybody. But what everybody else does doesn't necessarily affect Montgomery. So I didn't take them as a priority, but I'll but you're absolutely right. People do listen to me and Pratt. I got some folks up there too. So I'll have to do that, man.
Yeah.
Well,
that's all I was saying, sir. You are you can do more than chew gum and walk at the same time.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can.
Thank you. All right.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I didn't really realize the election today. Let me look at this thing right here, man. I didn't know that. I didn't pay much attention because it wasn't in Montgomery. I know next year we got elections because I know I'm running for one of them jobs. See, I'm going to run, but I think the election I'm going to run for don't happen until 27. Okay, so it's going to take me about a year to get ready. Okay, Chalupa, you're the Chalupa. Okay, then you're a wimp. Gear says you're a wimp. Well, I'm not really a wimp. I mean, maybe a wimp sometime. Yes, Mr. Duke.
That's because you don't do your homework. That's the reason you didn't know about these elections going on. See?
I didn't care about.
Then you want to.
You weren't my government.
But what I'm saying, so you would like to argue with me and your other cats.
But they weren't my government, so why should you worry about them?
No, you want to argue with people because you don't do no homework. You don't do no study and find out what's going on. You got Google right at your hand there, and your AI right at your hands there. You don't even do just study and find out about stuff. Then you want to argue with me when I put you in check. Then you want to hang up on me.
Now, listen, I take offense to that because when I'm in here at nighttime, that's what
No.
No. That's what I be doing, and I be studying and reading.
But you didn't read when I was telling you that the Republican states got more crime in their cities.
That's a lie.
You a lie? Well, okay, you haven't proved it yet. You haven't proven me wrong yet.
Yeah, I proved it 2 weeks ago.
No, you didn't. You didn't prove it yesterday when I told you that the state of Texas got Houston, then you got Tennessee, got Memphis, then you got Arkansas. They got cities down there, probably Little Rock or something like that, and Monroe, Louisiana.
I'm not talking about the state.
Crime is much higher. I'm talking about the cities in these states. The cities in these Republican states.
Okay. Let me.
And all of them got Negroes in them. We already know that. They could have understood. Okay, all of them got that got the projects where the Negro reside at. Okay.
Cities are. Hold on. The cities are ran by Democrats, where they have the high crime, the terrible issues of public school. Okay, whether it's a Republican state or not, but the cities that have all the problems are ran by Democrats. Now,
what you say now?
The cities are ran by Democrats in these places, even if they may have Republican governors. But the cities with the travesty of education and crime is ran by Democrats.
But my point is, sir, why these Republican governors now, like Tuberville and Governor Ivey, they do executive order on all of this and that, but why they're not attacking the crime?
Because the minute they get tough on crime, the first thing people like you gonna say, they pick it on black folks.
Isn't this the whole thing about crime? You can't be selective where you want to
but we
take care of the crime now. No. Trump said Trump chose Chicago to pick on Chicago, right?
Because they're not.
You got Memphis right up the road that's worse than Chicago. Hell, come on now, Kelvin.
Wait a minute. And what do they both have in common? They got black administration. They got black.
Okay, so all over all the areas. Can we agree on one thing? Most of the crime in these cities are in projects where low income blacks located, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Memphis got there. Memphis, he should have started at Memphis first. He should have started at Bessemer, Alabama, secondly.
Memphis has to take care of itself. These cities have to take care of themselves.
But why President Trump being selective on where the hell he want to go?
Because Washington, D.C., my friend, is the capital of the United States.
What about Chicago?
We don't care about Chicago. They're crazy anyway. They put the
Trump. No. Trump picking Chicago second.
Okay, because
he need to ease on back down south, like the southern states like Tennessee, but he's not messing with the Republican area. He want to pick on Obama's hometown
because it ain't the state.
He got a hard on for Obama. Hell, he might way go on with a date. Go on, get Obama with a date or something like that. Hook him up with a good date.
It is not. It is not the state.
He do. He love Obama. He wants to.
It is not
do that.
It is not the state that is having the problem. It is some of these cities that are having the problem.
I'm with you on that, but why not go to Memphis?
Why not? We can't go everywhere.
Why not go? Well, hell, he wants to go to Chicago first, or we going to the top 10. Start with the top 10.
Chicago has been a problem.
Tomorrow, what I want you to do tomorrow, Kevin, come in here and read the top 10 dangerous cities in the United States.
And they're all ran by Democrats. They all ran by Democrats.
Who's the governor of that state?
I don't care about the governor. The governor don't run all the cities.
No, I'll be damned, because because to me now he's more focusing on the Democratic states and Democratic cities and the black mayors and the black mayors.
The crime is. That's where the crime is.
Well, take care of crime down in Louisiana. Take care of crime in Tennessee. Take care of crime in Alabama. Take care of crime in all these southern Republican states too that have blacks in their city, Calvin.
What? It's got nothing to do with blacks.
No. You said that. You said that all the crime is in the black neighborhood. Blah blah blah.
How many blacks?
So all these neighborhoods are black.
In America,
Memphis, in all of these states, Arkansas. Why in the hell Arkansas wanted to send National Guard to Washington when their crime is in the top 5?
Because they can get practice, so when they come home, they can take care of it in Arkansas.
Hypocritic ass Republicans, Gary P, or whatever you want to call me.
I hear you, brother.
He called me. No, he called me. What did he call me? TDS, Trump deranged syndrome, something like that.
Yeah, Trump. Yeah, TDS.
I'll be whatever you want me to be, baby boy. But at the end of the day, he's still a damn hypocrite. Okay. And sorry as president we ever had. How about that?
Okay. Well, listen, you're entitled to your.
That's my opinion.
This is
okay,
America, and you can.
But that's the best you got. But that's the best you got, OP boy. Huh? That's the best you got. Okay. Hell, I can afford to make most laws than what you did, brother, man.
Okay.
Have a good day, bro.
Right, yeah, I hear you. Okay. All right then. Who sent the National Guard to University of Alabama to desegregate it? Yeah, right. And also Kennedy sent them to the National Guard to University of Arkansas. So it's not the first time the National Guard has been used. Sometimes it's necessary because states don't do what they need to do. Veterans Wellness said, "Good morning there. I'm gonna get you on the air there, buddy. Liar Pants on Fire. You cook for them." Is there every Donald, son? Let me tell you something. Everybody in the military has a MOS. Now, I don't know what they call that in the Air Force or the Navy. Everybody, whether it is a pack clerk, a mechanic, a driver of trucks like I used to do for the Army, everybody has a what makes you think that my job was any less important than anybody else's job? That has always amazed me. Okay, so I'm just saying, what makes you think that my scores on my ASVAB test were good? My GT score was excellent. So what makes you think that because I did a particular job, because that's what the United States Army said they needed me to do when I came in that day, and at that time I didn't really have a place to stay, and I needed some money, so I needed to join. And at that day they said we need you to be a 94 Bravo. Okay, now I didn't really know what that was, but I said, okay, I'll take it. So what makes you, I don't know what makes people put down people with certain MOSs. Obviously, I have ran a computer business for years, so I'm not a dummy, but on the radio for 34 years. So I'm not a dumbass. So what makes you think that being in food service, every soldier does one thing every day? My son right now was telling me the other day about his mess hall where he eats at. But fortunately, I was a paratrooper cook, baby. Not only did I know how to do the cooking, I knew how to run some of the machines, the M60 machine guns, the M50s. I've done a little bit with laws. I've done a little bit with everything. So I got on the airplane, jumped out of airplanes with the rest of the guys, and so I don't know why it is that you think that because they told me, Elkins, this is the job we need you to do. Okay, so I did it. So I'm just saying. So I'm just I'm just wondering why it is that you're the most, you are the most negative man I have ever seen in my life. You need to get laid or something. I mean, what's the problem, brother? What's the problem? You ain't had a woman in a long time. I mean, I don't know what's going on with that. That's you got to handle that yourself. But I don't. You're just an angry man. You're just an angry man. I don't know why, but that's okay. I understand you probably had a hard life and stuff like that, and that's cool. Okay, I don't know what happened to you, but something did. I ain't mad at you. Go Rosa Parks Avenue or something. Do something. My job was no less important than the guy who worked on the missiles, than the guy who worked on. Everybody gets trained to do something in the military, and just for this conversation, most people. Okay, there's a 70% washout rate when you get to the Ranger Battalion. And at the time, you don't go there cooking or anything else. You have to pass certain tests in order to be there. Okay, you got to fast physical agility tests. You have to go through the swamps with rucksacks on, 10-mile marches. You have to do everything everybody else has to do. So, but in garrison, everybody has a job. Everybody has a job to do. So I would no longer let you make me upset about your ignorance to a job. You put a Band-Aid on a couple of people every once in a while. Okay. Don't make you a doctor do it. I could say, oh man, all you did was clean up in the, all you did was, you come down. Can't see your face. Okay. But anyway, I ain't mad at you, bro. You can't help it. You have a mental disability. Okay. You got Elkins on your brain all the time. I ain't mad at you. That's just the way it goes. I used to get mad at you, but we good. Yeah. I understand you have penis envy. Okay. Okay. I'm just saying, so I understand you lack a certain thing in your pants and you just want to pick on a brother. I got you because you assume that I'm more packed than you. I probably am, but I'm just I'm not gonna let you don't be depressed about that. Go to the doctor, get yourself some medicine, and understand it's gonna be all right. Okay, it's gonna be all right. So we good because I'm no longer gonna let you anger me about this because I know what I did and I know how hard it was to do it, my friend. Now, if you ever been in a swamp, drinking the swamp water, or ever been on a midnight ride on a C-141, then you and I can talk. But until that time, my friend, I would tell you to kiss my ever-loving butt, but I'm not going to do that because I'm a nice guy, and that's not nice to say to people. Okay, so I'm not going to say to you. Okay, so anybody else that wants to talk, again, I don't, I learned one thing: whether you're a supply man, whether you are a cook, a medic, an infantryman, whatever your job is, be good at it. Whatever your job is, because somewhere along the line, somebody's going to depend on you. Whatever that job is, be good at it. And not only that, the thing about one of the few nice things about being a cook when it was cold outside and I was in the cold weather, I stayed a little bit warm, So now in the summertime, I got hot out there in the woods, but hey, that's just where it goes. All right. Well, man, my time is almost up here. Anybody got anything else they want to say? So, forgive Donald because he just, he has penis envy or something. I don't know what's going on with him. Listen, stop looking down there, okay? Stop looking down there, and you won't be reminded of what you don't have. Just look in the mirror, okay? Just look at your face in the mirror. Look at your face. Okay, that may be kind of tough too. So just deal with it, man. Deal with it. You can't be me. You can't be me. You don't have a set of jump wings. You're not considered a paratrooper. You're not one of the elite like I am. I feel you on that one, brother. I feel you on that. We good. Okay. Oh man, my time is about up here, but I understand how you feel. I really do. Listen, you'll be okay. You'll be okay. Now, as a matter of fact, you can go down there and let you come back in the Air Force and tell them that you want to jump out of an airplane. Okay, you want to know what it's like to be me. So I want to be like Elkins. I want to put on my old military uniform, put a set of jump wings on them, and a couple other things. I got 2 sets of wings, as a matter of fact. I got a Korean set and a United States set. So just tell them that you want to be like me. Okay. Now it may not happen. You can't be like me in all ways, but I ain't mad at you anymore. I'm not. You have a disability. You got people got TDS. You got KEDS. Okay, Kevin's derangement syndrome. You do, but I love you anyway. Yeah, see, because we are called. Hey, listen, I knew you was going to call me, and I appreciate that. Yeah. Don, go ahead.
What the hell is wrong with Duke?
Well,
you could be talking about French fries and he'd bring up Trump. That guy is so infested. And half the stuff he says is really low intelligent voter, I really think. You know, like yesterday he brought up the socialism banner. And I bet you I'll even ask you, do you know why they said socialism? Talking about Republican Party? Huh?
I know why
it was an issue. They brought it to the front. What do you think it was?
Well, socialism means the government's in control of everything.
No, there was an issue that came up that brought it to the front. What was the issue?
Well, I don't know which one it is.
I guarantee you, Duke don't know either. That's just the ignorance.
Yeah.
All these blacks, these white states or red states, the cities are run by Negroes, Duke. You might want to check. It's just like Montgomery, you know. Yeah. Negroes are running the show. Negroes are running the schools.
Yeah.
You can't blame that. The fact I'm more upset with Trump than I ever been in my life right now. Why would you stop Negroes from killing each other?
Okay, I gotta go.
I mean, when you got a good thing going on, let it go on.
I hear you, brother. Okay, it's time to go. We'll see you. Okay, we'll. Okay, if the good Lord says the same, we'll be back tomorrow. And I don't know what happened to my guest today, but she wasn't here. Somebody's going to call us from the prison system, who is going to tell us what really happens, especially to the ladies in the prison or in Montgomery, in Alabama. So we'll talk to her, and we'll see you guys on tomorrow, if the good Lord says the same. So have a great day. Do something, you know. Actually, I thought he was finna jump on me, but he didn't. So okay, see, because I calmed him down. You know, I calmed the brother down, and now he's doing all right. Okay, I'm just saying. So my time's up. I thank you for yours. I don't know who said Jim Fife used to say I don't want to be accused of plagiarism, but Jim Fife said I just like the saying. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you. And remember, it's not the falling that gives you the strength. It is getting up every time you do. Good morning.
With such sweet